Good morning, friends. I am Christine Miller Beltran, Sacred Journey Inc., Sacred Soul Sessions, coming to you live on this November the 1st, 2024. And we have a powerful, powerful day and a great message I'd like to share with you. Today is the new supermoon in Scorpio, occurring in exactly 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 35 minutes from now at 8:47 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I'm here in West Babylon, New York. I am Christine. I am a medium, intuitive, ordained minister practitioner, and passionate about all things metaphysical, particularly astrology, the healing of the mind, and transformation. So join me, won't you, for the unpacking of this powerful time. So we have a new moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of transformation and change. The depths of Scorpio, it's a water sign. It's mysterious, it's magnetic. Anybody that knows a Scorpio knows the power that they can elicit, the attraction that you can have to a Scorpio or a person with strong Scorpio energy, sun, moon, or rising sign. They are extremely magnetic and powerful forces. Many times it is difficult as a journey of a Scorpio, ruled by two planets, the planet Pluto and the planet Mars. Mars, the warrior, and Pluto, the transformer, insisting upon change, growth, and transformation. So in this new moon in Scorpio at 9 degrees, we are invited to transform. It's conjunct the sun, meaning it's exactly 9 degrees along with the sun. They are talking together in the sign both of Scorpio. The 9 degrees in the tarot, the key number 9 is the Hermit. The Hermit, I always talk about this, is about going into that basement, lighting a light where there's darkness, and looking to seek and find within what's happening and what needs clearing, cleansing, and renewing within the self. This Scorpio new moon in West Babylon, in my chart for West Babylon, New York, which I ran today, or reran, I should say, is in the first house, the house of self, which is prototypically ruled by Aries. And you'll see that theme. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is co-ruler to Scorpio. Powerful energy to transform the self. In fact, we are being asked to transform ourselves. When one of us, we don't have to be a Scorpio to be feeling this energy. We all have Scorpio within us, and we are all connected in the collective conscious field. I'm just going to move this a little bit. So it's in the first house, and there's a wide, Mercury is there in Scorpio as well. So we call that a stellium, only it's a wide connection that Mercury has there in that first house. Mercury, the sign of communication, of the mind. Mercury is quick, okay? Scorpio, diving deep into the mind, okay? Themes of that. In opposition to that Mercury, we have in the 7th house, Uranus. Uranus, the planet, that's the jolt, the lightning bolt. It rules Aquarius, and it's right now residing in the sign of Taurus. Taurus, the bull, fixed. Taurus, earth. Taurus, pragmatic, liking to fixed earth, take its time. And in Uranus, there's a lightning bolt in possibly the mind, the bull, ruling the throat, of course, for the expression, and it's in the 7th house. So the first house where the Scorpio and the sun are with Mercury is the me, the house of me, or the self. The 7th house, which is prototypically ruled by Libra, stay with me, is the we. So significant partnerships. This can be your marital partner, your significant other. This can be very close business partnerships. And there are some possibly unexpected upheavals or need for a voice to be expressed or the truth to be expressed in our closest relationships. It can be unsettling, but it's important to come from the truth. So, as we examine this energy and this time, let us look at our relationships and are we speaking our truth? Are we being in our truth? Are we in full expression of our capability of loving and connection? Me and we, the first and the seventh houses. That seventh house is 25, and I just want to show you that because this is interesting. 25 comes out to a 7, and the number 7 in, give me a second here, is the Chariot and the Charioteer. The Charioteer has opposing forces going on, the light and the dark, or the light and the shadow. But the Charioteer has the ability to drive forward and continue to grow and be masterful. Okay? So the Charioteer, the invitation to be the master of your relationships and your own truth, and to continue with self-mastery in that exploration of self as it relates to the most significant of relationships, because we are the attractor of those significant relationships, and they're teaching us what we need to learn to grow and expand. So if there's tension, that's okay. Explore the tension, dive into the tension. The tension is just there to teach us what we need to know within ourselves, what we need to examine, the hermit, within ourselves. Some other interesting aspects going on right now. Let me just refer to my notes here. And I want to speak about this. So Scorpio is a hard worker, disciplined, the depths of transcendence, the capability to either be one of three, the Scorpio or the eagle, which soars above and rises from the ashes, or the dove, the highest expression of divinity, the dove of peace, when one transcends that shadow self and illuminates the darkness and loves into the darkness for illumination. Okay, we've expressed that. It's very important to speak about the important planet Pluto, who is in his 29th cranky degree, his last expression until November 19th of Capricorn. Capricorn, this has been a 20-year story of deconstruction of the patriarchy, of governments, of systems, of what isn't working, ruler of the banking systems, of anything that is not constructed on a firm foundation. The planetary ruler of Capricorn is Saturn, and Saturn is insisting that things be constructed in a way that serves the greater good, that serves the one, the I am that all that is, and serves us all in the collective. So at 29 degrees, pretty cranky, and in full opposition to Mars, the planet of action, the planet of war. Are you seeing the theme here? Mars, the co-ruler of Scorpio, in transformation, in opposition, in what is communication between the third house, which is communication, Mercury, the mind, words, writing, the internet, the media. In opposition, Mars is in Cancer, not in its exalted state. In Cancer, watery Cancer, Mars wants to be in Aries fire. Mars wants action. Mars wants war. This is in a diminished state and a little bit on the emotional side, in opposition to that Pluto in Capricorn third house. What does this mean for you? You might want to examine your mind, your thoughts, possibly higher education, your ideologies, and what you believe to be true in terms of others, in terms of higher mind and your ideologies. What were you taught in earliest life about what is? And is that what is? Or is there a new truth that can emerge in this time of reflection? And is there writing in you? Is there something you need to communicate to the world creatively? Because right now we also have, this is very powerful. We have Saturn in the fifth house. Fifth house normally ruled by Leo. It's in Pisces. Pisces is very intuitive, very watery, and normally Saturn rules Capricorn, which is, it's in right now in a sextile, having a conversation with, it's wide, but it's having a conversation with Pluto, asking us about how we are enjoying our lives, that inner child, how we are enjoying and creating love, how we are, and romance for ourselves, and creatively expressing ourselves. That fifth house expression. So Saturn is there with Neptune, Neptune at 27 degrees, 27, which comes to a 9, and Neptune in a beautiful water trine with that first house Scorpio, so the self, to the fifth house of children, romance, love, creative expression, and a little bit of drama because it's prototypically ruled by Leo, and Leo is drama. And in a beautiful trine up there to that Mars in Cancer, asking us perhaps, what do we want to create? What will so Neptune in Pisces is all about our highest expression of our spirituality. And Neptune is quite mysterious. It is the actual ruler of Pisces and the 12th house. And so we are being asked, possibly, what can we bring forward in creative emotional expression and for the highest good of all, for our highest good? In that sixth house, ruled basically by Virgo, we have Chiron. Chiron, the wounded healer. Chiron, our deepest pain point, and it's in Aries. Now, we just said Aries rules the first house of self, and that is where this Sun-Moon conjunction is taking place at 9 degrees, the Hermit. And it is 5 degrees is 150 degrees, or quincunx, we call it, to that first house. There's a rub there. So there's a real grit about taking a look at the mind, taking a look about the health of the mind, the head. Aries rules the head. And again, there's a mindfulness of that sixth house every day. What are our thoughts? What's in our head? Watch out about bumping your head, because Aries can constantly be bumping their heads. And you've got that that Uranus in Taurus also there in the seventh house, right next door. Anyway, it's key 20, which I thought was really interesting, in retrograde. So there's an experience of coming back to that deepest wound in self that perhaps is a health issue, perhaps is something that you need to renew in what you do every day, or how you are approaching your daily life, to be mindful of how you're doing that. And it's key 20, which is the judgment card. And the judgment card would come down to 2, which is balance, right? Which I'm going to talk about the second house in a moment. And the 20 gets broken down in numerology to 2, which is balance. But the judgment card stands at key 20, and you see them all surrendering there to the angel with the trumpet. This is a time for renewal, transformation, and recalibration of the self. So again, there is a cosmic call to dive deep into the self and to allow true communication and assessment on who you are and how you're being and what you want. And then to allow yourself to know you can achieve that through creative expression, through connection to power and source, and you can transform when you choose to transform what's no longer serving you. In the second house, and here comes the theme again, we have Sagittarius, the archer, the centaur, ruler of the ninth house, which is where Mars is. Energetically, Mars is calling for an energy, excuse me. And it's Venus in Sagittarius, if I didn't say that. And Venus is the ruler of Taurus, so stay with me here. And it is in a perfect trine at 17 degrees to, not a perfect trine, but it's in trine to that Chiron, giving levity to that opportunity to heal the mind. Venus is saying to find the self-value, to examine the self. The further exploration from the first house is the second house of I have, but it's the value I have for myself also. How I earn my money, how I am prosperous in this world, but how we do that and bring ourselves forward is our bliss and our expression of self and the gifts that God placed within us. So that Sagittarius calls for an idyllic view. And what do you hold dear? Does it need to possibly have a little reformation there? And that is key 17, which is the Hanged Man. I have it here. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Oh, excuse me. No. Key 17 is the Star. Hope. What's interesting, too, if you'll note, there's a foot on the land and a foot in the water. We are in a full Scorpio water trine, right? And then in that seventh house, the me and the we have that Taurus, the earth sign. And there is a blessing here saying in the 7 stars, you see the 7 stars, and then the 8th is in the center. The 7 stars that bless and say, on the 7th day it was good. And the 7 was also key 7, which was about the chariot, having the ability to be the master of the self and of the opposing forces. So when resistance shows up, know that you are divinely guided and blessed to make these changes and to allow yourself the expression of healing, the experience of healing, transformation, and integration. Let's see what else. Okay, covered that. The nodes are cooperating also. The North Node is in that 6th house, along with, it's a little wide in terms of an orbit, but it's key 6. And it's 6 degrees in Aries also. Also saying that the most important thing right now in this daily life is to find the passion, to find your mind and align your mind with what you want to attract and what you're passionate about every day. Every moment of every day we can choose in those moments to change our minds. Back to that 3rd house where Pluto was saying, I want you to change. Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, the I am, connecting the 2, the 1st and the 3rd. These are old, deep wounds of being that were imprinted in childhood. So this is the tough stuff, but it's an inside job and we can do it. I just want to touch briefly on a final theme, and that is the 12th house, which is the house of mystery. It's also in key 6, and key 6 of the cat is in the tarot is the Lover's card. The Lover's card is also about relationship. It's about choices, and it's the Dharma. It's the dragon's tail, or the upside down to the North Node that's in the 6th house. This is the 12th in opposition in Libra. And when it's in the Dharma, Libra is out of balance. What is out of balance in that 12th house that perhaps you don't want to? The house of secrets, the house of mystery, the house of dreams, the house of our deepest expression. perhaps what we haven't even wanted to express ourselves to ourselves. So we want to come back into balance. And there are choices that need to be made. And again, that Libra in the Dharma points to possibly past life relationships, but relationships that have karmic cause that are causing possibly some opportunity for you to further heal. I'll put it that way. And finally, I have a message. This is so beautiful. I pulled an angel card, and it's Archangel Jophiel. Jophiel is the second archangel of the 7 mystical archangels in the Christian and Judeo archangel hierarchy. And I thought this was absolutely beautiful because Jophiel is speaking of and represents wisdom, beauty, the arts, and creation. And what have we been talking about? The wisdom of self in the first house, to the mind, Pluto asking us to really transform our minds in that third house, to that fifth house where we have Saturn and Neptune there spiritually. And Archangel Jophiel is responsible for leading the cherubim, the splendor of God. There is the splendor of God within all of us. We are the expression of the great I am. And so this new supermoon, the Beaver moon, known for its resourcefulness, beavers, and being able to build and create, can we see a theme here? Be a blessing, love yourself, be love, and let's really utilize this beautiful, powerful time for transformation and transcendence. And we are the alchemists of our life experience. Blessings to all.